Michael, did you have any success stories?
Yeah, so I mean, a number of customers who have implemented the Quick Job into their systems. They have connected into their MRP system or ERP system. We've successfully connected into ITMS, NetSuite, SysPro, and Microsoft Dynamics, all through a simple XML interface, which is not too hard to set up. And the benefits that the customers are gaining through these connections are really starting to pay off. Yeah.
So in terms of just automating production processes and the whole, like I guess NetSuites and ERP, so everything from customer data entry into dispatch and where it's going to be delivered, that sort of thing?
Yeah, so in the case of the NetSuite integration, we have the CRM side looking after everything for the customer side. The salespeople would enter a new customer. This data is populated into TruTops Fab. They then use TruTops Fab to generate the quote, which is sent back to NetSuite. NetSuite would then send the quote off to the customer, and if they win an order, then they would generate a production order, which is sent back into TruTops Fab, where production continues on, looks after the entire production system in TruTops Fab, and at the very end, reports back to NetSuite to say that the order is finished, at which time the ERP system takes over and issues invoices, deliveries, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So production are happy because they just live in the TruTops Fab client. They can see everything that's going on. And the sales team are happy because they can dial into the TruTops Fab system to see where their orders are.
Yeah, that's good.
They can report back to their customer as to how the progress is. Are they on track? Is the due date going to be met? That sort of thing. So the clarity is definitely worthwhile.
Did anyone have any other customer success stories they wanted to talk about?
Did it work?
Okay, so if someone was looking at talking to us about this consulting service, what would be the first step that they would take? Just get in contact with the service department and set up a meeting?
TruTops@headland.com.au.
Your email address? TruTops. So they could email or call in, and then we can set up, what will we set up first, a Zoom call or a phone call?
Previously, I've actually had phone calls with the customers, also actually set up Teams meetings or Zoom calls as well, just to actually have those first initial discussions. And then we just actually really progress from there.
So you just talk about the investment, the time, that sort of thing?
The main thing is mainly actually find out about what challenges the customer is actually facing. So, what issues are they actually currently experiencing at that time?
Mm-hmm.
Are they actually experiencing challenges where their lead time is actually starting to grow? Are they having issues with production planning where they can't actually have a full realistic view of what the plan or the capacity is actually looking like? And what sort of processes are they utilising throughout their shop, and are they actually being tracked so that you can actually visually see at any point the status of any one given order?
Mm-hmm. So you might look at fixing their immediate issue first and then step back and see what else you can improve.
Yes, so essentially during those initial discussions we try and actually find out from the customer what are their main focus areas that they actually want us to actually look at during the initial stages of the consultation, and then from there we then actually look to agree what those areas are that we will actually be looking at, and ideally what type of outcomes are they actually looking for at the end of the process.
Mm-hmm. And so how long would it typically take? Like the consulting process could take up to 5 days, is that correct?
Yeah, so like I mentioned earlier, we've actually got various different, we've actually got up to 3 different types of consultant available, and the one that I didn't actually touch on earlier was the full 5-day consulting, which actually we actually utilise our partners from TRUMPF, from the TruConnect consultant team. So we'd actually have 2 experts come across and actually attend the customer site. And carry out a full data-driven analysis, but also actually get time to spend with the customer on what areas they're actually looking to improve, and what areas that they've actually identified that there is potential